Is the caller there? Is the caller there? I got a request to do a bearish scenario selling, so I'm gonna post this as a comment in this video as a comment, and this is just the code that you have to take and paste into go inside your MetaTrader editor by hitting the function key number 4, and you just have to create a new file and just make a new indicator, new script, and just it'll create a dummy script, and then you just delete everything, all the code in there, and just paste this in. So this is for the selling scenario. Now this is designed to sell 50 pips above the current price in increments of 10 pips, and the selling goes for the next 50 pips. So that would be 5 tickets. I think that's right, 5 tickets. But it's going to start at 60 pips above where we're at right now, and I'm going to sell the bid here, and I'm going to buy the ask. And it says 800 because it's a 5 decimal broker, so that really means 60 pips, and this means that, and this is the stop. So here's my first sell, and I'm risking 20 pips to make, say, 30 pips. Now the thing is, it's probably more likely you could risk 20 and make 10, but that goes on too long. You're going to have a problem financially. So it's okay to loan somebody money that you know that you only occasionally get back. If anybody's loaned people money and they just give you half back, and you're like, you know, I guess because we're friends, I don't know, but he didn't put out or nothing. So okay, so the thing is here, if I have a master stop on this of 20 pips, I would start. You could also put this 60 below where you're at. But when the orders come into the market, if the market's screaming upwards, it'll sell at 60 the moment you drop it. If the market's really moving, this will actually be selling at about 85 above where it's at. Whereas if you come in with this order first at the top of this thing, then because you know, you could flip this whole thing over so that as you're writing the script, you're thinking in terms of, I guess you have to visualize it. When you're just staring at this code here, a pip's a pip. The market doesn't know whether that was, it took you 20 seconds or 20 hours to make that 20 pips. This script wouldn't even, it's just pips. You're trying to make money. If the market goes screaming up like this, and you sell 60, and as it goes up and up, so you can invert this whole thing, but as far as the way these are going to land and the way that the broker's going to accept them, that's what I'm looking at as the way, which ones do you want to be placed first? But I don't know. I got the buy side. You have to reflip it for the buy side, right? So when you write these buy side scripts, the reason why I'm writing everything buy side is because I like to buy. Now, if people like to sell, the whole world looks like, you know, I'm looking for the world to come to an end and everything's looking for it to go down. I don't know if it's possible to maybe with nobody's ever traded before, maybe they wouldn't even think about it. But of course, it's hard to go short the stock market unless you go on margin, and that's risky, you know, margin. So that's the whole bias there, as people come into the game with certain just inherent ways. So this is going to be, I'm going to put this comment here. It's going to be 5 tickets. So we start at 60. Now this is the other thing. Is it going to be a master stop, or is it going to be a equal ratios in each tickets as the market would come back and cash out? So in a perfect world, market goes up, doesn't stop out your master stop up here, fills every fucking ticket, you scaled in linear levels, and it comes back here, and maybe this take profit guy is down here, and you're just like, you know, and I've done that. I've had that. When I first started doing this, I wrote an iceberg order that was sitting down like this, and I don't even know what currency it was. That market came down in the news, never hit the master stop, swept out, in a blink of an eye. 50 bucks in the blink of an eye. Of course. Keep dropping these things? Are you kidding me? It's like dropping 1,000,000 mouse traps that last 2 hours. $1,000,000 in mouse traps. How'd you make all that money? I don't know, just put orders out there. Yeah, that's why you're gonna make money on a bat wing, is because you placed the fucking order. You didn't make it by analyzing the market. So this would be, let's just say, I'm gonna put a 20 pip stop on the top of that. On top of my worst order. So my worst order, my tallest order is here, 12 pip stop. I mean, sorry, 20 pip stop on this top order. Now, how much do I want to make on this very top order? Do I want to get out? What if I make it ridiculous? Like, I'm going to get out, which I wouldn't do this, but in this case, you can always adjust later to taste, but let's get out at the same number here on the exit. So it's a hard stop and a hard take profit. I've actually never written this one, but what is it, these people? Every day they got sirens going here? Man, people are just having too much fun. You know what? I've never seen a more wealthy, whining nation in my life. You could put anybody in office and people are still too spoiled out. I was at a party last night. My God, people, relax. It's going to be okay. So you're selling 100 pips from where you're at the moment that you click this thing. Let's get out at 200 pips. So this is 200 pips. This one's going to risk. The problem is the very top order here is going to risk so much that if we have to get make our money back on this one, this is the one that's going to be the problem trade psychologically. So if we're going to risk 600 pips here, we better get the fuck out when we're up about this would be, I can make this break even. I'll make it better than break even. So this is actually going to get up below, and this order will just be better than break even. Now I can't say that on the euro dollar this trade's going to work out, and I based it on 6 hours. Don't forget, when I'm all done with this thing, I could make 4 versions of this: a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. Boom. Now things are really crazy, right? Do I launch them all at once? Do I wait every hour to launch one? That's the problem. Now you got to orchestrate that. You've created all these instruments, all these patches. You got a bunch of beautiful sounds. People have all these sounds on their samplers. Can't write a song to save their fucking life. They want to sell music. I love that. I love those people. Got those people in my band, for God's sakes. Oh yeah, like, okay, well, yeah, but yeah, nobody wants to fucking break out. We actually want to write a song and have to decide, right? Because it might work, not work out. So the thing here is, when you're thinking about how much this is going to make, so now you got to put a minus sign in front here just to get this down. You can't just throw numbers in. Now let's take this down. This will be 10 pips below. 10 pips below we're at. And everything's going to be 10 pips below. So I'd take this whole phrase, maybe I can copy this whole phrase here, speed up the process. And then, yeah, guess not. But make these all getting out at the same cash out level. I just keep copying the same line here. Minus 10. Then, I wish I could just double click that. Normally I don't write the script this far outside of the range, so we just click through the numbers. Everybody's going to make, all these going to make money in this trade, but the thing is that the worst trade in here is break even. So all the other ones are just insanely better. Right? Insanely better than break even. Okay, so now I put 5 tickets in. Now I would do on this order just because there's another option here to take off these internals. If you're going to sell very close together, if this was really close, and I'll just do it on this one, you can always add these back in, but this would show me the very first order that comes in and the very last order that comes in, and it would also show me that the last order that came in means that the whole script played out. So this is verification. When you see both arrows land on the screen, then you'll know, okay, it's good to go. And I'm gonna save this as I'm gonna save this as just inside the platform here. I'm gonna call it bearish. I'm just gonna call it bearish. I'm not in denial, so call it bearish. And then it's just that. It's just bearish. Bearish. And I guess I put 5. 0.01. You know, 5. Now, it's hard to come up with names for this stuff that would tell you exactly what's going on inside that script, but this way, I know when I launch this puppy what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to put this is going to be 120 pip stop on the top of this whole rack when I drop it, and so hard stop here, hard exit. Worst case scenario is slightly better than break even, and here it's going to make you're going to risk 20 pips to make 1100 pips. I mean 110 pips, sorry. You risk 20 to make 110 pips here at the very last order that comes in. So you compile this thing, and then you look for that in your navigator on the platform. You're gonna look for the word to come up here, and there it is, bearish. So I'm gonna post this. Let's make sure it runs. So everything that's in anything that you write. So it looks like a good sell here. Okay, this looks like a sell right now. The ATR is going to matter. I put 100 pip handles in big black here. So you want to try to gauge where you drop this. You can't drop it willy-nilly. There's no what is it, the old thing? The rules is there's no rules. So here, let's sell the top of this. This is going higher and higher, right? Everybody's all excited about this euro against the yen and Swiss against yen, which is really the same thing, right? They're in the same country. They're neighbors. They're beating the hell out of each other. CAD, yen. This is a buy limit for me. So let's try to sell the top of this with the script we just wrote. Okay, so go for the bearish. Double click that. Now, mind you, that lasts 6 hours the way it's written. I don't even know if the whole thing loaded. I don't see it. There's only 5 tickets. Yeah, I can't see if that loaded. Maybe the first time you want to have every arrow turned on to make sure that it depends how much garbage you want to screen when you're done. You can always delete all the objects. Let me just name the script. So I'm just going to call it bearish in the platform. And I know it doesn't describe exactly what's going on here. At least I'll be able to see it come up. I'll just put in there bear. Bearish is just too long. I think bull and bear is pretty nice, and 4 characters per, and so we'll go bear, and I'll put bear H6. So I'll put the time stamp here. Okay, now this might be a little easier to copy. Okay, that's going to be so delete that off. Now compile this, and we should see these come up in the time window. So I'm going to launch another script so that it comes in on top, and we can see that the other one's running. So here's just a cell that just sells 1K. And here, let's buy something on limits. I'd also buy on limits too. So now, if you run symmetrically, you can just call it, you know, Wango Tango and put sell limits and buy limits. Like I say, it's all these scripts here is like, you know, if you're going to write 1,000 songs, this is like, you know, maybe 10 songs in here. Okay, so now the bearish script should come up on the terminal window as, if I go by time of launch, I'm not seeing it come up. Maybe the spread is too wide on this currency. Because it doesn't run. I can't see the comment coming up. Okay, apparently I screwed up the script. Although I said arrows come in before, so. Okay. Yeah, there's the arrow. It was going in. I don't know why it's not showing on the platform here. Oh, I'm already in stuff. Sorry. Yeah, I guess I'm in stuff. So here it is. Let me run a buy script in front of that. So here's the trend buy. Here's the bearish one. So off they come in. See, all 5 come in. So there you go. Now I thought I was looking at the I didn't know I had orders in the market. Okay, so this account's just kind of not getting blown up, but it's not making much money because I'm just making sure the script's run. So it's not a judge of sanity, it's just a judge of... You have to know that if you're building a car, you're going to have to drive it around and smash into shit to make sure what happens when you smash into shit, okay? So this is tough. Now here's the bearish world, and so when you see this thing come up, you see how it brackets. You see the last order complete, and you know it's over. See, here's a master stop, and here's a master take profit. Now I'm just going to close all open and pending positions right now, just so I can get rid of everything on here. And I don't know how fast. You can also see how fast your broker is with a real account. Another thing you can do is you can open a real account without money in it, you know, with a zero balance, and you can run these scripts. And you can see, somebody asked me once, and it just occurred to me, somebody asked me once, what's the difference between real and demos and all that stuff, and everybody's all spooked. Well, if you really want to know, of course, I can't really even say that's true because I did it, and the server was really quick until I put money in and then slowed down. But you can test it. You want to see, like, if there's no money in the account, I could launch orders like this if there's no money in the account. You totally could. It's not. I had an argument with this lady in the chat window. I said, listen, I don't need money in the account to put a pending order. She thought I was buying at the market. Yeah, you can't buy at the market, sell at the market without money in the account. Come on, didn't we figure that out? Has anybody figured this out yet? Okay, just try anything, right? People are so scared of the fucking Forex market. Scared of everything, I guess. I don't even know, man. I give up. So, here we go. Now, delete all objects. I take all the objects out of here, and let me look for a currency that doesn't... Okay, so here we go. See, this was the stops, and there's a master stop on that. Those are all the buy limits I put in. So what I do is delete all these objects, launch this one script, and take a picture of it. So I'll just come up here to the bearish script. There it comes in. 6-hour bear. Now, you can change that to 8 hours or whatever. It depends how often you want to come and deal with this nonsense. So here it is. It's selling 60 pips above, which is about almost to the 100-yard line. It's selling with a stop just above the 100, and that may be the most genius orders you've ever placed in your life. And that thing plays out and you're like, yep, that's what I'm talking about. Now you may want to put in an 8-hour that starts where this left off. How you layer into that, or maybe it lasts 5 years. If that order could last a week, you might get filled. The thing is, how often do you want to come back and play button pusher? Now the 1 hour, it looks like it's totally a great idea. So that's the, so let's get the hard stops up there, and the hard take profit should be the blue line. So I take off this indicator. Hopefully it's going to jump off when I delete it. You can see the take profit blue is below where we're at. It's 10 pips below where we're at. So for all these, and I just watched another one of these videos by these guys, and they're talking about trades like you can't believe the scenario. This is almost conceivable. If you think about how this is going to go in the real world, what's going to happen? If you should ever make money from this script, the market's going to come up. It's not going to go any further than the 100-yard line, and it's just going to come back to where it's fucking at. Right? It's going to do that. It's going to go up from where it's at and down, a 100 pip swing. Have we ever seen the market do that? Goes up, goes down, right? Goes down, goes up, goes up, goes down. Here, they would have stopped you out if it was the exact same order placement here, but maybe you've got an order that lasts 8 hours or 12 hours or all day, and it looks like this. Sell, sell, sell. You don't know. Do you really know? These people really know where the market's going? I think it's just incredible. And their scenario is like this. We come up here, we sell, and the target's down here. I'm like, okay. I hope you have buy limits here for this bounce. That's the obvious trade here, right? So this platform here, I'm going to publish in this, the way this is set up right now, the whole platform is in there. And hopefully the person that makes $1 zillion is going to update, tell us all about it, right? Because really, there's everything in here. This is almost, there are stops in here. Oh, this is kind of all limits, I think. But this is how I'm portraying, this is how I'm going to deal with this. I think these could be stops. Okay, so this is stops and limits, but it's really about the stuff that I wrote at the bottom here, which is the bearish one, and all the very bottom here. I've been running these consistently, and I'm publishing the stats on this, but it doesn't matter, because if I gave you a turbo Porsche and you started hitting mailboxes, you know, right? The idea that there's anything, this is just so you can get started building your own library of scripts. So if you like to trade at the market, that's all you do is trade at the market, then it's not going to matter, right? I mean, you would just build market orders. You wouldn't put stops and limits in. But there's a couple, I think there's a, this one could be a market order. I think the, okay, so here's my cluster order here. Buy stop, buy limit, right? I did a video on that. I think I might have published this one as the, this is for the people that are scalping and they just want to get in a 3K and just get the fuck out. That's in here, but I don't know. It's just EB all day. The thing is, when the market's open, is a good time to write it now, because you can launch them. You can't launch these unless the market's open. Strategy tester won't run them. So I would say right now, hell, I'd buy for 2 hours down here. This is my monster buy limit. So the bulls, the bears, and that's 2 hours, right? Well, they sell off coming here on the euro, pick up some stuff. So yeah, this is the 1 hour. This is the 12 hour. I don't want to deal with it. They're all exactly the same. So everything here is the same except for the time, and I try to describe in the labeling here what's going on. So I'm going to stick this on this hightail site. It's here in the on the internet. So right now it's just a picture here that says MT4 limit entry demo, and this is the bearish script. I just wrote this 5 ticket with a hard stop and a hard take profit, and I'll put that up in the. So I'll put this link in the comments to this site, and then I'll put the script as a comment, and then yeah, there's also other stuff in here. There's the other full platform of the other videos at the same site. I don't know if this, but the direct link to this is at this exact address here.